Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a great day today. This week is going to be massive for earnings. But before that, I just wanted to show you guys Bitcoin is breaking out and it's trying to hold that $30,000 support level, now resistance, but it should be support maybe in a few hours perhaps. But that thing is skyrocketing, and the buy signal that I had on the stream worked like a charm. So, without further ado, let's talk about earnings this week because they are going to be very, very important. Last week, we are getting into the intro of it. Now we're getting into the meat. This is going to be the good stuff, okay? So, as far as what's coming up, Monday is actually going to be kind of lame. There's not really much happening there. We're going to have Phillips before market open, but really not much else afterwards. After hours, there's nothing I really think of that's exciting for me to want to trade. But if you guys see anything, of course, go for it. Just be careful, of course, because earnings can be very, very volatile. Tuesday, this is where I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun because of all this new stuff that's been coming out. A lot of new technology. It's been messing up a lot of brands out there. So Tuesday morning, before market opens up, we have Coca-Cola. You guys have been hearing about this weight loss stuff. Maybe I need to take some of it, right? But if you guys see that, you've been seeing that anybody that sells snacks, their stocks have been going down because people are afraid that these habits are going to be permanent and people are not going to want to snack on Oreos, Cheetos, or whatever else is out there right now. Okay, no more Pringles for anybody. Now, going on till Tuesday morning, we also have 3M, RTX, and Spotify. Those are the only other ones out there that I would think would be kind of fun to trade. Maybe GM if you guys are okay with maybe trading pennies on the options market for that. But really, Coca-Cola, 3M, those are going to be the two big players right there. After hours, this is where people are going to start to freak out. You're going to see CNBC and Fox Business going crazy for them. These are the type of things like Alphabet and Microsoft and Visa. Visa is going to let you guys know if people are still using their cards. Are they swiping less? Are they swiping more? Are they still making money? Because remember, every time you use your Visa card, Visa gets like a few cents. And they tally that number up. And if people aren't swiping their card, that means they're not making as much money. And that kind of has a little bit of a foreshadowing on the economy, if you will, okay? Next up after that, we're going to be talking about Alphabet and Microsoft. These are the big tech plays. Everything right now is kind of at major levels of support. So, of course, we don't want to see any tech actually have a bad day, or we're going to see one more leg down on this actual downtrend that we've been watching over the past few weeks. You guys have seen CNBC, like I told you guys, they would start going into the, oh my God, a recession is coming this month. It's going to happen next month. We just don't know. When in reality, it's probably not going to happen until 2024. But they told everybody to buy last week or a few weeks ago now, and it kept on going lower. So now they're freaking out just a little bit, and that's what I told you guys would happen. Now, for the rest of Tuesday afternoon, I really don't see much there I want to talk to you guys about. One of the ones that's always kind of a YOLO here is going to be Texas Instruments. Think of those calculators you guys had when you were in high school, those type of things. That could be kind of fun. But going forward here, Wednesday is going to be kind of scary because we're going to be dealing with the aftermath of Tuesday, so to speak. So if we have a bad day with Microsoft and Alphabet and Visa, then you know everything's already going to be down pre-market. And this means that most likely you're going to see, if anything pops off on Wednesday, especially in the morning hours, you're going to see it most likely come back down if we had a bad day previously with the earnings, okay? So that means they may pop in the morning and then slowly start coming down throughout the rest of the day. So those could be really good opportunities for you guys to actually buy some puts on them, especially for these ones in the morning, okay? Boeing, we all know Boeing has had some troubles in the past, but when they have earnings, they're usually really good or really bad, so take full advantage of that going forward. ADP is the only other one out there. Maybe if you guys want to have a little bit more flexibility, I might go with Hilton and T-Mobile. T-Mobile headquarters is a little bit away from where I live, and they seem to be doing just fine. I haven't seen many layoffs. I haven't heard anything bad from talking to people, just kind of at the bars and stuff like that. So they seem to be doing okay. I'd actually be looking to do some calls as far as what they're concerned about, okay? And plus, the Seahawks Stadium is actually T-Mobile Stadium now, I think. Maybe. And then after close, we have Meta. Now, as far as after close, Meta is going to be my personal favorite of the week because it is so volatile. So I am thinking of tomorrow buying some, let's say, aggressive puts and calls because I just want to make money off of that volatility. And I'm thinking of doing some calls a good 5 to 10% higher because I want to be able to kind of withstand some of that premium shrinkage that's going to happen. So you guys know that if everybody's buying and selling a particular set of options, those will get more expensive just by themselves because it's its own natural market, kind of separate from the stock market, right? So if those things continue to go higher, I don't want to be left. I don't want to pay that very, very high price that comes along on Wednesday before market close. I want to get them as soon as possible, which will most likely just be Monday. Maybe I should have gotten them Friday, but honestly, last Friday was just kind of a shit show, if I do say so. Because I think overall, this is just my personal opinion, the market should be trying to go up this week, and the only thing that can stop it is a bunch of bad earnings reports. Okay, so the market does want to go up, and every time there's something that can kind of hit us, it's been kind of postponed. Inflation going back up, kind of postponed. We see this war going on in Gaza, Israel. That's been postponed now, but just kind of waiting to see what happens next. Moving forward now, IBM is going to be another fun one. I wouldn't actually buy this before the market opens or closes. I would just actually day trade this the next day, which would be Thursday. And then from there, you can have a lot of fun with it. But just be careful with this one because they're either going to miss by a lot or make a lot of money. Usually with them, I'm kind of like, let me just kind of wait and see. And then once that trend is established, you just kind of hop on some calls and you kind of ride the wave. You definitely want to ride the wave and don't want to guess the wave, okay? Now, after that, there's really not much here. Maybe O'Reilly's. Usually when it comes to O'Reilly's, I like what they have, usually because as people don't have enough money to go buy new cars, they're having to repair their old cars. But sometimes people just can't even repair their old cars at this point, right? Because the economy is so bad. Heck, gas by my house is over $5 a gallon. So when you have stuff like that, I'm a little bit more neutral on it, I would say. Probably not looking for something good, but I'll be trading it the next day just like I would with IBM, okay? Now, Thursday, it's not so much as how much money can you make doing day trading. These are kind of things where I'm like, how is the economy overall doing? I'm looking on my phone right now and I see a few different things. Pre-market, UPS and Hershey. Hershey, going back with the snacks like we talked about earlier with Coca-Cola. But UPS, are people still shipping a lot of stuff? I think they are going to beat expectations, honestly, and I think they're going to have a nice pop there. I'm going to be looking to buy some calls the day of and actually do some trading on that one for some fun, okay? Next up, after that, we have the airlines with Southwest. This one, I actually don't expect Southwest to do too well. I'm actually getting some puts on that one myself, and I'm waiting to see if because honestly, fuel prices are so high, that's really going to be squeezing down their margins going forward, all right? Everything else, I really don't care about. If you want to do military spending, Northrop Grumman, that's always a fun one. They're always making a lot of money as the government kind of prints money here. But for them, I would just caution you just because they only make money if Congress is actually doing their job, right? They have to have a speaker, they have to pass all this money so all that money can go to the industrial complex so they can make all the weapons and send them off to Israel and send them off to Ukraine. If they're not doing that, this stock really isn't going to move up a lot. You're going to hear on the earnings call a lot of worry and concern about what's happening on, not Wall Street, excuse me, but and the government over at the White House, okay? Everything is chaotic over there, and it doesn't seem like there's a solution for it right now. They're trying to get the pro temp speaker powers that he doesn't have, and it's just going to be a weird few weeks until we figure all that stuff out. Plus, we might default on our debt again. You know, they pushed it along, and it's just going to be a nightmare over there, okay? Now, next up, we have things like Valero, Tractor Trailer Supply, or Tractor Supply, excuse me. I don't care about that. Merck, it's something of a longer-term play. I wouldn't really even touch that as far as earnings. After close, I think things get a little bit more exciting as you get stuff like Amazon. I expect Amazon to not do well, but that's kind of a toss coin here because I have no idea what Amazon has been up to. I haven't really been looking at it too much. I expect they've been losing some money in their software sector, and that's going to really bring it back down. I think people are still spending money enough to keep everything afloat, but their actual, how many people are using their processing powers and their servers, I think that's going to go down just a tad, and that's actually going to bring the price back down after kind of using some ChatGPT plugins to kind of analyze some of their data. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that good this quarter. Hopefully I'm wrong about that because I do have some longs in that one still holding from a while ago. After that, we have stuff like Intel. Intel is kind of going back to what we saw with, where was I just saying that? IBM. You want to catch the wave and just ride it. I wouldn't actually play this for earnings. Everything else like Ford and Chipotle, Skechers, not too much. An economy play here might be Capital One, just to make sure that people are still spending. I guarantee they are. I still think they are doing just fine. And so I would actually be long on Capital One here. But really, I don't expect like a 5-10% pop. I'm talking something more like 2 to 3%. And probably throughout the day, it'll go down 2%, pop up 3% after hours, and just kind of break even throughout the rest of the day. Okay. Now, Friday, the only thing I really care about here is oil. Exxon and Chevron, everything else can just go itself, right? So, oil prices are getting higher. I know America is not a fan of oil right now, or at least the current establishment of powers that be. But they are still making money hands over fist, and it seems like there are some acquisitions coming up. You guys know I like that company PXD, Pioneer Resources, and it looks like they may get bought out. And I'm still holding my large position on that one, but I like my dividends, so we'll have to see how those work out. But Chevron, Exxon, I would both put some calls on those ones, just making sure that I kind of want to see if this war kicks off with Israel. It would have to start sometime this week. It has to start soon. And then from there, I'm hoping that would escalate the price of oil even further, giving oil a little bit more money. And that's kind of my goal here. I would be long on these, not even just buying calls, I would just be long in general on these, because I do think, even though the economy is slowing bit by bit by bit, war is war, and war is unpredictable, and that unpredictability will cause prices to go up in the future. And I just don't see much stuff happening to really stop Israel from going in and getting all the people like a Hamas out of Gaza, okay? So, hope you guys all had a good rest of your day. And just to kind of leave you off here, Bitcoin's still kind of trying to break through that $30,000 mark. It's tough, I know, but hopefully you guys have positions in there. And if you guys don't, probably not the best to do it at this point. But just make sure to scale out and take some of those profits so you can actually spend that money, or better yet, reinvest it.